how to choose the right offshore jurisdiction. People come to me asking, what's the best one? What's the hype? Is it Estonia? Is it Cayman? Is it Luxembourg, Hong Kong? And at the end of the day, picking the right jurisdiction is really dependent on your goals. All right, so let's talk about 10 factors that you should consider while choosing your business jurisdiction if you're looking to set up offshore. I'm Vincenzo Villamena, CPA, founder of Global Expat Advisors, and I've helped countless entrepreneurs pick the right jurisdiction, set up the right structure to optimize their situation. So let's go down the list of the 10 factors. Number 1, reputation. If reputation is important to you, if you're dealing with a lot of vendors in the United States, funds, people that, might look at you if you have a jurisdiction like Panama or something like that, then reputation is really important. Obviously, a few that we open are in Singapore and Luxembourg and Malta. So it's really important if that's a factor in who you deal with and who your vendors are to think about reputation. Number 2 is tax optimization. Okay, there are low tax jurisdictions and there are no tax jurisdictions. A low tax jurisdiction might be something like a Malta in Singapore, where it's between 5 to 20% of taxes. A no tax jurisdiction, or a jurisdiction where there is territorial taxation, which means that basically if the money is earned outside of that country, it is tax-free. We generally like the BVI, British Virgin Islands, we like Panama, we like Hong Kong, we like the United Arab Emirates. So again, are you going for that 0% tax, or are you okay due to your tax situation to pay a little bit of tax? Number 3 are tax treaties. So looking at tax treaties, we look at a lot of jurisdictions in European Union that have a lot of tax treaties. A place like Malta has a ton. Estonia, Cyprus, these are 3 that have a lot of tax treaties. So let's say you're a US expat, you're living in Portugal. Okay, there are controlled foreign corporation rules in Portugal. So you want to pay a little tax somewhere. So picking a place like Estonia might be a good option for you. Whereas if you're digital nomad, maybe your home country tax is not as important. Number 4, banking. Generally speaking, the best banking, when we look at things, not just as the quality of the bank, but also things like credit card processing, Stripe, PayPal, etc. We look at the US and a lot of European countries and jurisdictions. So that's important. Number 5 is asset protection. Now, if you're in a highly litigious industry, there's a lot of creditors, etc., this might be a really important factor. Generally, the 2 best jurisdictions for asset protection are Nevis and the Cook Islands. So you could set up an offshore company there, or you could even set up a trust, which is another topic that we'll get into. Number 6, accounting and reporting. There are some jurisdictions that they don't have a lot of reporting, such as the BVI. A lot of the Caribbean don't require audits. When you go to places like Hong Kong, you do have to do an audit. But of course, there's better reputation there. Places like Cayman, there are reporting requirements. So again, it really just depends on how much work you want to do and who you're dealing with on the other side. Privacy, that's another important factor. Is privacy really important to you? Do you want to shield your assets? Is it a holding company? Is it an operating company? Again, what is the purpose of this jurisdiction? What is the purpose of this setup? And by knowing that, you'll know if privacy is an important thing for you. Number 8, what is the ease of setup? Okay, there are some countries where there are capital requirements. You need to invest a certain amount of money, or you need to have a certain amount of money in the bank accounts. Places like Nevis and BVI don't have capital requirements. Places like Luxembourg or Switzerland do have capital requirements. So really understand those requirements and how that fits in, again, to your plan. Number 9, legal protection. Okay, when we have a lot of startups that are looking for investment, looking for VC funding, etc., they look at a place like Cayman, a place like Delaware for their legal protection for their investors. And so if that's important to you, then again, looking at those places is a factor. Usually if you're a non-US owner, then you would choose Cayman, right? Because Cayman has 0 tax. There's no point if you're a non-US founder to go and open up in Delaware where you're subject to 21% federal tax. And then finally, number 10 is the operating cost of that jurisdiction. There's several low-cost jurisdictions like BVI and Nevis, that, low annual fees, several thousand annually, and then you look at things like Cayman, Malta, Luxembourg. Those have higher annual fees, tens of thousands of dollars annually, that really affect your bottom line. So again, these are 10 factors that you would look at when choosing the right jurisdiction. Now, if you have any questions about choosing your jurisdiction or any sort of structuring questions at all, book a consultation with Global Expat Advisors and we'd be happy to help you think that through. Thank you.